Welcome into another edition of Mavs Latest. I'm Josyah Howard, and before we get things started, please subscribe down below. Please leave any comments as I'm going along today. It's Dallas Mavericks every day, all day with me, Josyah Howard, here on Mavs Latest. But let's start here. Will Miller of the Smoking Cuban, he presented the thought that with this hiring of the new president, Kaysen, um, Rick Welts is contingent on building a new arena for the team, with their lease of American Airlines Center expiring in 2031. Um, with the hiring of Ethan Kaysen to serve as team president, Welts views Kaysen as somebody who can accelerate the building of a new arena after Kaysen spent 9 seasons with the Timberwolves. And Welts says he will be my partner in charting the team into the future, including the building of our new arena and entertainment district in Dallas, and our transition from a basketball organization to a sports and entertainment company operating our venue. So yeah, Will Miller continues in the Smoking Cuban article, and he basically says, this hiring confirms that you know, American Airlines Center, and the Mavericks being the Mavericks home is coming to an end. It seems like the plans are to build a new arena, not just a new arena, but an entertainment center. I'd imagine probably some type of casino area, something like that. That's just speculation. But you know, you you better hope that this can become a hotspot, a hub for you, because it seems like in the next 5 to 6 years that the Mavericks are moving on from American Airlines, and I would just say that you just want to be careful moving arenas before you know that it'll be successful. And again, if you're not so focused on the basketball more than just making it an entertainment hub, and then you also have the Dallas Mavericks play there, all right. If that's the plan, cool. But just have a plan in mind, and obviously they're billionaires, they know what they're doing. Um, but again, you lose a little trust when you cough trade Luka Doncic. But I digress. Um, so hopefully, 5, 6 years from now, we might be looking at, a new home for the Dallas Mavericks, and, hopefully it's spearheaded by Cooper Flag being the franchise guy there. So, with Cooper Flag coming in, you obviously saw D'Lo get signed. We're still waiting on that open roster spot to officially bring in Dante Exum. And that's where Jaden Hardy comes in, because you've addressed the guard position, and now he's going into his first of his 3-year, $18 million extension, so a movable deal. And Bleacher Reports, Zach Buckley, he puts Jaden Hardy as a potential trade target. Um, and he says, buoyed by both a rapid first step and a typical accurate three-pointer, a career 38% shooter, he can look like a three-level scorer in training, and consistency is an issue, and decision-making can be too. But again, he's 23 years old and just a hair over 2,600 minutes, and that's to be expected. On a team without championship or bust pressure, Hardy would have spent the past 3 seasons working on his way through growing pains and learning from his mistakes. Instead, he's often been tethered to the bench, and sure seemed like he was surpassed on the backcourt pecking order by Brandon Williams late last season. And he continues by saying Hardy, probably a better off guard than lead guard, now faces the uncertain future with an organization that seems less than fully committed on his development. he hasn't done enough in 3 seasons to drive up his trade value, and it seems like other more forward-thinking franchises would covet him more than his current club. He's obviously on a team-friendly deal, first of a 3-year, $18 million extension. Definitely still young, definitely has some room to still grow there. And I do think he's probably the guy you might want to flip and possibly get some value there. Maybe just get some picks and get that roster spot available for Dante Exum. But you got to make a move. This is one move that it's baffling to me that the Dallas Mavericks have not made a decision on this roster spot. Why why debate it this long? Like, unless you're making a trade, unless you're discussing deals to then open up this roster spot, that's the only way I'm not com- more confused about how this roster spot is not available yet. How have they not freed up this roster spot and gotten Dante Exum officially on this roster? Because, you got the players that we've said over and over again that are in limbo with this team, and Jaden Hardy leads the way in that. So they have to make a decision here soon. And I do think out of the players available to them, I think Jaden Hardy probably has the most trade value. It's not a lot, as the article said, but you got to make a decision there. That that's my overarching theme with this Jaden Hardy. Is he the odd man out? Is even if he's not the odd man out, make the decision on the roster spot. Get Dante Exum officially in there and let's get this going. You're gonna snap, you're gonna blink, and it's gonna be training camp, and you're still worried about this roster spot. Get get it done. End of story. Um, but now to get a little bit more lighthearted, Cooper Flag, he got a nice treat in his home state of Maine as at the Thunder Road Farm in Corinna, Maine, just miles away from his hometown of Newport, a corn maze tribute has been taken shape to honor the Dallas Mavericks #1 overall pick, and it quite literally is a corn maze that looks and shaped just like Flag. It has his jersey, has the number 2 on it. And it says Cooper inspires the crowd at Duke or anywhere he gets to open dunk and bring crowds to life. The Thunder Road Farm co-owner, Charlie Peavy said, standing outside the maze, that's what kind of person he's known to be, and that's what we wanted to do for the design. The 5-acre maze is made up of 800 rows of corn, according to Peavy. He says the design took months of collaboration with Cooper's mother, Kelly, and the rest of his family. And he said the family is thrilled. Miss Cooper Flag, Kelly Flag, has been so much help to the design, and what part she wanted on it, and it's been great to work with them. And inscribed in the maze is his nickname, the main event, spelled like the state. Um, and this thing looks really cool. If you could look it up on Google and find it pretty easily, but this thing is massive. And shout out to Maine and this corn maze. Again, I want to find the name. The Thunder Road Farm in Maine, for giving Cooper Flag a little corn maze. Shout out to that. And while we're on the topic of Cooper Flag, they dropped a NBA 2K26 trailer where Cooper Flag made an appearance, making another thunderous dunk. He's making a thunderous dunk as a corn maze design, and then he is making a thunderous dunk in the NBA 2K trailer, and that game drops September 5th. So watch out for that. Um, and the season is obviously approaching as well, and you know, you hope that Cooper Flag could have a nice little early start. So not only for the regular season team success, but if you're a gamer like me, have a little boost in Cooper Flags overall early on and get a little boost from the Mavericks and quick play if you're a fan of quick play like me. But I want to wrap things up with a little Mavs chatter, and we talked about it a little bit, but I didn't get to some of the things he had to say. VJ Edgecombe, 76ers rookie, he was on the Podcast P show with Paul George, and I talked about in a past episode his relationship with Cooper Flag, but I wasn't able to get to the fact that he was able to work out with Klay Thompson. And he went on a little story here with Klay Thompson, and he said, or he was talking to Paul George about Klay Thompson, and he said it was bad. No, I'm telling you, I'm guarding him. So the first time I'm guarding him, he tried posting me up, and he was like, "Oh, I got you, young fella, on me, pass the rock." I'm like, "Bro, come on, bro." So he's trying to post me up, and I'm just pushing him like, "Bro, you're not posting me up. I'm not gonna sit and just let you post me up." But then the grown man strength kicks in, and I'm like, "Yep, ain't nothing I can do about this." He just shoots right over the top, and it's Klay though, so I can live with Klay shooting on me, and especially if he's shooting the ball. Man, I was hot because he scored like 3 times in a row, and I realized, yep, it's just a little different. Yeah, it's a little different. It's a little different for sure. And I mean, for VJ to get this moment early on in the offseason, get your like welcome to the NBA moment now. I'm sure he's obviously going to have that on a regular season court. It's not the same as working out, but even for him to have this little moment with Klay Thompson, it's cool for him to just sit back and be like, "Oh, four-time champion, one of the best shooters of all time. Oh yeah, this is a little different. This is definitely going to be a little different." So shout out to Klay. He's having a great summer working out with the young rookies. Has a nice bay. Looks like they were had a nice little boat trip the other day. So Klay Thompson living it up this summer, and I hope it translates to the court this season. But this has been another Mavs latest. I'm Josyah Howard. Again, please subscribe down below. Leave any comments you got for me down below. And let's get it, y'all.